Hey man, listen, okay? It wasn't pretty, but the Chicago Bears got the job done, and that's all that matters, right? The Chicago Bears got their first divisional win under Matt Eberflus ever. They win against the Vikings by a score of 12-10 on Monday Night Football, in a game in which Justin Fields put together a game-winning drive late, in a game in which he also had two bad fumbles late, and a game which probably could be considered the worst game in NFL history, okay? The Chicago Bears won this game without scoring a single touchdown. The first team to do that the entire season. Only the Chicago Bears could put together a stat like that. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears post-game reaction video, which I'll be doing after every single Bears game this year. So subscribe to my channel if you guys want my thoughts before and after each Bears game. And man, if you guys were watching on that live stream, me and my friends were pretty pissed down the stretch, okay? I 100% thought the Bears were going to lose this down the stretch because I had seen this story way too many times where the Bears give up the lead late and Fields has a chance to put together a game-winning drive and somebody fucks up, whether it's Justin Fields or somebody else. Somebody messes up and we can never get a game-winning drive. But in this game, it finally freaking happened, okay? Justin Fields finally got the game-winning drive that we were hoping to see out of him many times in his NFL career. Now, I'm not going to act like he played well in the fourth quarter, though, because he had two very costly fumbles that 100% could have lost the Chicago Bears this football game, okay? Justin Fields still has a big problem with fumbling, turning the ball over late in games, which I just cannot fully discount, okay? Even though I'm a big Justin Fields fan, even though I'm proud of him for putting together the game-winning drive, you cannot fumble the ball two times late in a game, a divisional game on prime time, if you want to win that football game, okay? Especially with how the defense was playing for us. If the Bears did not fumble any of those times, okay, they very easily could have won this game by more than one possession, okay? Especially on that first fumble, we were in the Vikings territory. Fields fumbles the ball carelessly. You cannot do that, okay? You have to be smarter being a quarterback in this league. I know that Luke Getsy forced him into some pretty bad situations where if he even made a couple mistakes, that will come back to bite the Bears in the ass with how many fucking screen passes he threw in this game. We should have been up by a lot more early in this game, so you know, I'm not going to act like all of it was Fields' fault, but late in this game, man, Fields had two really bad turnovers, which he has to clean up on if he wants to be the franchise quarterback of the Chicago Bears, okay? Your franchise quarterback cannot turn the ball over this many times late in games. And again, I'm saying that as a big Justin Fields fan that still feels like the Bears organization is doing him dirty, has done him dirty in the past, but I cannot make excuses for the late game turnovers, but I do have to say that Justin Fields still won this game late when he got that last opportunity, okay? And you have to give credit for Justin Fields for putting together that game-winning drive because so many times in his NFL career, he has done well late in games, but somebody else has messed it up, okay? A receiver dropping a pass, somebody missing a block, defense blowing a lead late in the game. Like, so many times Fields has actually played well and somebody else messed it up. So, like, it's a little bit of good karma that in this game, even though Justin Fields played a little bit poorly in the fourth quarter, he still got another chance to put together the game-winning drive, and that's exactly what he did, okay? In the fourth quarter, on that last drive, he stepped up in the pocket, delivered a really accurate throw to his number one guy, DJ Moore, in the middle of the field for about 36 yards, and the Bears were put into field goal range after that throw, and then the Vikings had a defensive penalty, too many men on the field, I believe, and we got a little bit closer. We kneeled the ball a couple of times, and then Cairo Santos, the beautiful Brazilian god that he is, okay, scoring all the Bears points in this game, puts together the game-winning field goal for the Chicago Bears, and I breathed a sigh of relief that the Bears finally did not fuck it up in the fourth quarter. And again, guys, if you want to blame Justin Fields for being poor in the fourth quarter, go ahead. I'm not going to fight with you on that because I fully admit that in the fourth quarter he made some crucial mistakes early in this game. Also, he missed a couple throws down the field to Mooney on the sideline in which he just was not accurate on that ball. I have no idea why he was not accurate on that ball because usually going downfield he is pretty accurate, especially to Mooney, but he missed that throw. He also missed an out route to DJ Moore in the first half. So like Fields was definitely not perfect in this game, and I understand why Bears fans might be mad at him for this game being as close as it was, but we have to give Fields credit again for actually winning this game late, because there's been so many times in his NFL career where against the Steelers in his rookie year, the defense blew it late, the referees blew it late. Against the Commanders last year, Mooney falling short of the goal line. Emir Smith-Marset against the Vikings last year, fumbling on the game-winning drive opportunity. This year, we had, the defense blowing a big lead late against the Lions, also against the Broncos as well. And there's been so many times, man, where Fields was not the main guy at fault in the fourth quarter. So even though he did fumble badly 2 times in the fourth quarter, I'm still going to give him a lot of credit for coming back after those turnovers and actually having the resiliency to put together the game-winning drive against a pretty damn good defense. To talking more about the day that Justin Fields had, I'll read his stats right now. So as a passer, he went 27 for 37 for 217 passing yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, passer rating of 87.3, pretty decent, but the average depth of target in this game was like less than 5 yards for the majority of the game, because Luke Getsy only allowed him to throw screen passes for the vast majority of this game, which I'm still pulling my hair out of my head. Like, why was Luke Getsy not allowing one of the best deep passers in the NFL to throw the ball deep? Yes, I fully understand Vikings were going to blitz a lot in this game. They have a great pass rush, and obviously you can't throw the ball deep every single play, but at least once in a while, like once every 5 or 6 plays, try to get a play action deep bomb down the field. But we did not even allow Justin Fields the opportunity to do that in this game until the very end of this game. Okay, the Chicago Bears had Justin Fields throw 17 passes at or behind the line of scrimmage. I repeat, 17 passes at or behind the line of scrimmage, which is a fire-worthy offense for Luke Getsy. Okay, I know Bears fans will say that Justin Fields missed a couple of guys in this game, which yes, he definitely did. Okay, he definitely did miss a couple of guys in this game, but when you throw 17 passes that are basically screen passes, you're not allowing the quarterback much margin of error. Okay, if he misses a couple passes, it's going to look really bad because you had him throwing sideways horizontally for the vast majority of the game. You did not build around his strengths in this game. As a runner, I know he had 59 yards on the ground, so like he definitely did run in this game to some extent, but you didn't have him like moving outside the pocket much and on play action. Like, Justin Fields is one of the best play action passers in the NFL. We did not use as much play action in this game as we should have. We did not take as many deep bombs down the field as we should have, which Fields has been really good on in his NFL career. So I'm not a Luke Getsy fan at all, guys, even though Justin Fields is a flawed quarterback. Okay, sometimes he holds onto the football a little bit too long. Sometimes he, misses some guys downfield, but like he has so many strengths as a quarterback that you can build around, but Luke Getsy refuses to build around those strengths. So I don't know what to say, man. I mean, scoring only 12 points, I know it's a very good Vikings defense. That's simply not good enough, okay? Against any other team which did not turn the ball over 4 times, we probably easily would have lost this game. So I'm not happy with the offense whatsoever with their performance in this game. I know that Justin Fields did start out the game 12 for 12 for like 87 yards or something like that. So the beginning of this game definitely went pretty well. We still cannot score touchdowns at the beginning, but in the first quarter, I was thinking, man, the Bears might actually have a good offensive game in this one, because Justin Fields at the beginning was, getting the ball out of his hands quickly, manipulating the pocket, and actually like playing pretty well in the pocket too in the first quarter. Okay, I'm not going to take away Justin Fields' good performance as a passer in that first quarter, but again, we cannot punch the ball into the end zone, partly because of how bad the play calling was in this game. And I want to give credit to the Bears offensive line for playing pretty well given the situation. Okay, I know they allowed 3 sacks and there was pressure on Fields at times in this game, but some of those sacks actually were because the running back failed to block the pass rusher. So like Roshan Johnson missed a crucial block. I know Khalil Herbert also missed a couple blocks. So most of these sacks were not even on the offensive line, and the offensive line against a pretty stout Vikings pass rush gave Justin Fields enough time, at times in this game to actually move the ball down the field. So like, I'll give credit to the offensive line for getting better and better every single game. And I think that with a better center, with better offensive line depth, like the Bears could actually be one of the best offensive lines in football, which sounds crazy to say after how bad they have been at times in the past couple of years. But Ryan Poles clearly knows what he is doing on the offensive line, because Darnell Wright is really good. Nate Davis had a decent game, I think, and I'll have to go back and obviously watch the replays, but it seemed like the offensive line played pretty good, given how good this defense actually was. Again, they weren't perfect. They still can be better, but they played well enough for the Bears to move the ball, down the field and score more touchdowns than they actually did. Okay, they scored 0 touchdowns. It very easily should have been at least 1 or 2 touchdowns in this game if the play caller wasn't an absolute dumbass like Luke Getsy is. So, all in all, a terrible offensive performance. I know that DJ Moore had a pretty good game. He had the big play on 3rd down where he was left wide open. I'm not sure why the Vikings left him wide open. I mean, a receiver that good obviously is going to be getting the ball. So, DJ Moore had 114 yards. It seems like every single game he plays with Justin Fields, he has above 100 yards, and he was 100% worth the trade back from pick number 1, obviously, to get him. So, really happy with DJ Moore. Happy with Cole Kmet, too. He had a couple nice receptions. Roschon Johnson, man, he had 40 receiving yards in this game. He had a couple screen passes where he got some yards after contact, too. And Roschon, man, is a strong physical runner. I know he had one almost fumble in this game, but it didn't count as a fumble, so got a little bit lucky there, but it did not count as a fumble, which I'm happy for. And he also had 35 rushing yards on the ground. Not very efficient, but the Bears offensive line was not really doing well against the Vikings D line in terms of run blocking. And Khalil Herbert was not even a factor really in this game. He was basically a secondary running back behind Roschon Johnson, so that's something to look out for in the future if Roschon Johnson has taken over as the RB1 now on this team with Deontay Foreman out. So, all in all, man, again, 12 points against any team in this league is not good enough. Like, against any other team, we probably would have lost this game, so I'm not happy with the offense at all. But talking about the Bears defense, man, is this 1985? I don't want to compare this team, obviously, to 1985 because that was a Super Bowl winning defense, and obviously it's only been a few games right now, which they've been really good, but this was really damn impressive. I don't care if it came against Josh Dobbs. Okay, Josh Dobbs put together a couple really good performances this year as the Vikings starting quarterback. Okay, he's put together much better performances than he had in this game, and especially against a brilliant offensive mind in Kevin O'Connell. Okay, to allow that offense only 10 points in the entire game, okay? Forcing 4 turnovers in this game is really, really damn impressive. The secondary was out there tackling super hard, locking up in coverage. Again, we got multiple turnovers on the secondary. We had Jalen Johnson with the pick. He could have had 2 picks. He could have had a pick 6, which he dropped, but at least he had 1 pick. We had Kyler Gordon having a pick. We had Jaquan Brisker having a pick. TJ Edwards at linebacker also had a pick. So the Bears defense now in the last 2 games has 7 turnovers. Okay, 7 fucking turnovers in the last 2 games. That is really, really impressive against 2 teams that could be in the playoffs this year. So as much hate as I've given Eberflus for not being a good head coach, his defense definitely is coming around. It's looking like one of the best defenses right now in the entire NFL, okay? Especially with the pieces that Ryan Poles acquired for him, okay? I want to give a lot of credit to Ryan Poles for acquiring these guys because I know a lot of Bears fans hate on him for some trades or some signings that have not worked out, but right now it seems like the Montez Sweat signing is 100% working out, okay? He had 1.5 sacks in this game, was the constant menace on the edge, had multiple pressures, looked really, really good in this game, and now with the Chicago Bears, he's had multiple sacks, he's had a lot of pressures, he's played really, really good run defense for the Bears, so he's been a home run of a trade and signing by Ryan Poles. We also had Kyler Gordon playing pretty good in this game. We had Jaquan Brisker with the pick. We had Terrell Smith in the secondary from Minnesota laying a couple big hits on receivers in the open field, a couple of very, very nice tackles. And he was a 5th round pick by Ryan Poles in the draft this year. And he's played honestly better at times than Tyreek Stevenson, the 2nd round pick, has. Now the sample size has been a lot smaller, but I'm seeing a lot of good things out of Terrell Smith, which it's going to be hard to keep him out of the starting rotation if he plays this good the rest of the year, right? So Terrell Smith definitely stepped up big time in the absence of Tariq Stevenson. And the linebackers, man, I mean, Tremaine Edmonds had a couple nice tackles. We had TJ Edwards in the middle of the field having an interception, also having a couple nice plays against the run and also against the pass, too, in coverage. So, like, every single guy that Ryan Poles has acquired right now is actually playing pretty damn well on defense. And I do want to give him credit again for that because he's taken a lot of heat from Bears fans for passing on George Pickens, in the second round last year. But it seems like, right now that's paying dividends, right? Because Jaquan Brisker, I know he's had a rough season, but in this game, Jaquan Brisker played pretty well. Kyler Gordon's been having a really good season after he came back from the injury he suffered early in the season. Okay, he's put together back-to-back really good games now as he's starting cornerback, nickel cornerback, and I'm just loving the way this defense is coming together. Okay, the defensive line definitely is getting a lot more pressure on the quarterback. We're seeing big strides out of Gervon Dexter, who had a couple pressures in this game. I mean, the big 99 in the middle, like he's putting it all together in front of our eyes. Okay, the physical tools were all there, but now he's actually putting it all together and converting those tools into actual production. And he almost had a sack in this game. He let the ball carrier Josh Dobbs slip right through him. That would have been a nice first sack for him with the Chicago Bears in his NFL career, but sadly let him go. But he still had a good game overall. DeMarcus Walker, number 95, also had a couple plays where he just bull rushed the Vikings offensive tackles to death and got pressure on the quarterback. And I don't think he recorded an actual sack, if I recall, but again, got pressure on the quarterback, which was big in forcing Josh Dobbs into making some pretty bad throws. So, all in all, okay, the Bears defense only allowed 242 yards in this game, forced 4 turnovers, which is really special. I don't care who you're going up against, okay, even though it is a backup, forcing 4 turnovers is really, really good. They only allowed the Vikings to convert on third down 2 out of 9 times, so now on third down, they're getting a lot better there as well. And I know they allowed a late, go-ahead touchdown, but that was to be expected eventually, right? Like, no team is going to be completely held out of the end zone, except if you are the Chicago Bears, apparently, right? Like, we didn't score a touchdown, but the Vikings probably were going to score a touchdown at some point, and I'm not going to fault the defense for allowing that touchdown. Okay, even if we lost this game, I would not put any blame on the Bears defense because they were the only reason why the Bears were even in this game. Okay, with how bad the Bears offense was, like, this is one of the early 2000s Bears wins in which the defense carried the Bears to a victory. So leave your comments down below, guys. What did you guys think about this game? Shout out to Cairo Santos again for scoring all the Bears points in this game. I know he missed a field goal early in the game, but he more than made up for it after that miss by nailing 4 field goals in a row and scoring the go-ahead field goal as well. I mean, we have to extend Cairo Santos, man, because his contract is running out at the end of this year, but he is turning into one of the best kickers in the NFL, so we have to, extend him for the long term because us Bears fans know having a bad kicker can ruin your playoff chances in a season, as we saw in 2018. So extend Cairo Santos 100%. I'm not sure what the Bears do at quarterback at this point in time. I still want to see more out of Justin Fields down the stretch to officially say the Bears will keep him, and he certainly has to perform better than he did in this game, but play calling has to help him. Okay, Luke Getsy has to allow Justin Fields the chance to either succeed or fail, because in this game, he did not allow Justin Fields a chance to really do that with all the screen passes he called in this game. So I'm still so fucking pissed that we threw the ball laterally so many times because this is a make or break season for Justin Fields, and we're not getting an answer on the Justin Fields question if he's playing games like this. So again, credit to Justin Fields for putting together the game-winning drive. I'm so happy for the guy, man. I'm still a big Fields fan, and I really hope that he can be the Bears franchise quarterback for the long term, but hopefully down the stretch, the offense plays a lot better than they played in this game. And the funny thing is, guys, if we didn't blow a 21-point lead against the Broncos, and if we didn't blow a 12-point lead against the Lions with like 3 minutes left, we would currently be tied for the number 7 seed in the NFC. Think about that, guys. Like, we could have easily made the playoffs this year if we did not choke those 2 big leads. So even though it seems like the Bears are so far away from actually being a good football team, That is not the case whatsoever, okay? The Bears could be very, very good as soon as next year if they make the right decision at head coach, potentially at quarterback, okay? If they want to keep Fields, move off of Fields, if they make the right decision there and add more pieces onto this team, the Bears could be really, really good as soon as next year because this roster is really damn close. Leave your comments down below. Thank God the Bears won. As always, bear down.